Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's a aviation enthusiast YouTube channel that I've run for quite a while, and here today I'm launching a video of my journey building this Airbus A320 fixed base simulator. So currently we have our main instrument panel complete with all the components working just as in the real one, and also most of the components of the pedestal is working, even the glare wing. We have everything working here along with the visuals, side sticks and the rudder pedals. So the overhead panel will be coming hopefully in the upcoming months, but apart from that everything else is running smooth so far. So I'm going to take you all through the journey of me building this simulator from scratch until now. It took me close to about 6 months to complete it after this process, but it's a really interesting journey that I went through. So I'm creating this video in case of anyone who's watching is planning to build an A320 simulator. You can get a couple of inspiration and get to know, and I can share of some of the things that I made as a mistake so that you all don't have to go through it. So yeah, let's dive into it. So coming up, starting up with the structure. Actually, I got a structure online. Later on only I came to know there is a guy called Sim Guy who sells out CNC drawings, like drawings that you can CNC cut and assemble. But if you are planning to build one, go check Sim Guy's designs. But then again, I had to manually design the structure that's behind the frame. And once that is done, I hired a third party company for me to build all of those, the side stick panels, everything, the pedestal. Yes, it was custom designed. I designed them by myself according to the actual scale of the aircraft, gave it to them. Once all of those were done, I printed out the MIP panel, which was from SL3 MIP, superb one. A lot of work over there, and I put everything. It comes in, it's sort of like a puzzle, so I had to put everything together using epoxy, and it looks really neat and clean and nice, just like the actual thing. So it's worth this investment. I'm not sure about the price of how much the file would, but it was quite costly, us printing this MIP panel. I printed it with 70% of infill, because all of our components, the landing gear, those are gonna, it's gonna be holding, the MIP is gonna be holding that. So yeah. So on the MIP we have the illumination panels on the first officer and the captain sides. So if you all see the brightness, everything is working. So those panels, you can get it from SL3 as well, but then again currently due to the issues with shipping and everything, I decided to build them myself. If you all want to know how I built it, just drop me a comment, I'll let you all know. So everything here works, and even those are backlit as well. And terrain on Indy, once again, can get it from SL3, but I decided to build it by myself since it's a small button. You've got some registration plates, acrylic and laser engraved, landing gear, and the AGP is from WinWing, and also PFD, ND, and the upper ECAM and lower ECAM. We are running 15.6 inch monitors at the back, 3 monitors running the 3 systems. I got a small challenge of a 21 inch, fitting a 21 inch monitor with the design that I had come up with, but then again I had to go with a 15.6 vertically mounted monitor over here, and that pretty much sums up the main instrument panel. And coming up here next to the glare wing panel, these are from WinWing, my 2 FIS controls and the FCU perfectly working, and also the glare wing panel, the warning panels on either sides were built once again by me. You can get it from SL3 as well, but once again it was easier for me to build it, and I'm into a little bit of electronics as well, so it was fun building the whole thing for me. But everything works. Master caution, master warning, the chrono, the most important ones come up, and yeah, those are not yet backlit at the moment. And on top of this, I covered the whole thing using 5 millimeter. As I remember, it was about 5 millimeter, or I think 7 millimeter MDF covered with a leather kind of sticker. So I'm currently working on the top cover of the main instrument panel. So which is I have some strengthening bars over here which I need to cover. So I've got some MDF board cut into a custom measurement just like this and covered it with leather kind of a sticker material that I could get off a local store, and in the process of screwing them into the strengthening bars like this, and the final output is going to look like this. So this is half an inch of a thickness is what I got, which exactly sits just like the wing. The upper lip looks pretty okay for now. So behind the glaving, this is a DIY glaving that I built by myself, a bit of Arduino, and there's an Arduino Uno, and this wire is the wire for the dome light, the floodlights that I've installed, that I made using LED strips. Initially I wanted to install a LED dimmer light, but then again that was 240 volts. I didn't want to run anything on 240 volts in this except the PCs and the monitors, so I decided to go with 12 volt LED strips, which is bright enough. Put a video how it looks. So there will be a small frame that I'll be 3D printing around this to make sure that this is not visible, but then again, yeah, this is the wiring for the LEDs and the glaving panel. Everything works, the chrono, the master caution, master warning, side stick priority, and the auto land, everything works as well. So for the moment we are not having any ATC message panel over here, so it's going to be a bit of gray acrylic I would say, or maybe some black panel to blank that out. But then again, this was a lot of test and error. I had to cut the panels, and it was like a more of a puzzle that I had to assemble and put it up here. Got a lot of support from my wife as well on stickering these, and then I custom once again designed these panels. The ATC message panel, it's not up here. The ATC message panel, I thought it's not that required, so I just put a blank panel over here. Everything works fine. And also under the glaving there are 4 floodlights. I tried out multiple things. I was in the market I was looking for dimmable LEDs, dimmable fluorescent. I don't know, it was a lot of kind of I made a lot of purchases and wasted a lot of money because they were all running in 230 current, which I didn't want to give a separate 230 current just for these 4. I preferred going in a 12 volt way, but dimmable LEDs didn't work. So failing all of those, I just did a test by myself, got a strip of LEDs and wired them through, made a small circuit on Arduino and connected it to a potentiometer. There you go, everything is fully dimmable. So it's just 4 strips of 3 bulbs of LED strips underneath. I'll show you all, and yeah, perfectly works. The dimmer circuit was of course not something expensive that we bought off eBay. No, it was completely programming using Arduino. And also, yeah, pretty much sums up the upper portion. And yeah, as I told, this was a mistake that I did. This part of mounting was a little bit too, I would say, too low for the tray table. I didn't want to break them and get rid of them and raise it. I just put a blank panel here, but once again, if you all are planning sim guys one, it's going to be fine. And for the side stick boxes, I have them designed by myself once again. And for the side sticks, we're using side sticks and rubber gator from a publisher that I'll link in the description. Underneath is run by a HOTAS base. It feels really premium and feels really good. So the main important thing about a flight simulator, an Airbus A320 flight simulator, is its side sticks. So in terms of side sticks, currently what we were using so far, just to do the dry runs and everything, is the wing side stick. But we wanted to take it a bit more up in the game because flying is the most important part in a simulator. So we wanted to make it realistic as possible. So we tried and used a really good option for this. Let me just show you what we've used here. So yeah, we've got the Thrustmaster HOTAS magnetic base, and we can just get rid of only this part, and then we have something called C and Tech simulators. They produce a really nice side stick mount for the Thrustmaster HOTAS base, and along with a rubber gator. So we've got that. So let's see how we're going to install that into the Thrustmaster base. So I've already installed it on the first officer side. If you see, it shows really nice, gives a really nice feel for it. And yeah, the rubber gator looks really great as well. So even the click on the side stick is really nice, and the PTT as well. And this is how the rubber gator looks. It feels a lot premium. It's some rubber kind of material. It's really good. So the wiring, the plan to get the wiring is from the underneath. So I've made a cut, and I've mounted the plate over here onto my side stick base here. So let's see. I installed the first opposite side. Now let's go replace that wing with the new Airbus side stick. And for the pedals, for now we're using the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro on both sides, because we didn't want to invest much on the rudder pedals, rather we put that money into the side sticks. And for the pedestal here, we have the wing MCDUs running here. So as you'll see, everything is working perfectly with the wing MCDUs. And the ECAM switching panel here, you'll see the brightness controls are working perfectly, even the switching. Yeah. So this is custom built by myself. I designed the panels, decided to build everything by myself to adapt the wing. This panel over here, the one that they recently launched, yeah, that's also working. You can access all the systems using here. And here I have an escape panel. I call this the escape panel. The reason is, if something is going wrong, I have a panel here that I can put my hands in and access any of the connections here. So that's my escape panel. It's not screwed or anything, it's just placed over there. In case something goes wrong while I'm running the sim, I quickly have access to at least disconnect and connect. Same first officer is running here, and then I have a blank out panel and my floodlight panel, which controls the floodlight over here. The brightness of the floodlight can be controlled using these, and also the integrity light of the pedestal. Yeah, that is also custom built by myself. The files for it were from SL3. I actually cut it, and these knobs I got it off and 3D printed potentiometer and some Arduino work. Oh, and yeah, this was also built by me. And yeah, thrust levers, of course, from wing, super thrust levers, superb. The feel of it, I've put it to the maximum friction to replicate, and it has cool realistic ones compared to the Thrustmaster. Trim wheels are not working yet. These are just dummy trim wheels that I've 3D printed and put it up here. And I have the flap, the 2-pack from wing as well for the flap. Once again, super realistic stuff. Huge shout out to wing for building these super affordable stuff. This is the view from the captaincy. The only challenge that we have running a 2-screen monitor is when we're on the captaincy, the center line is far towards the right, but we have a setting when we press that button, the center line comes in the middle of the PFD and ND. Apart from that, everything else is running smooth and fine. So yeah, it was an interesting project for me to work on. It's not something very basic. It's an advanced simulator, a lot of systems running. It's running two PCs. One is running at an i7, close to about 32 gigs of RAM, as I remember, and an SSD with a RTX 5070, which runs the two TVs, and the other one to run my instruments using Space Disk for the three monitors, and linked it up using Pop-out Manager. Uh, it's a pretty interesting one. Also, initially we bought Cat 5 cables, I think Cat 3 or Cat 5 cables for the network LAN connection, which was giving a huge delay on the instruments, whereas then we changed it to a Cat 6 cable. Now we have zero delays on our instruments. Everything is working perfectly and real time. Even if you'll see, everything is changing in real time. Yeah. So visuals, we are running two 43-inch TVs full HD because we have a small issue with the facility that we are running in here, but we're planning to move this out someday soon. So once this is out, we're planning to get two other TVs to run the side visuals as well, so that it's easier for visual approaches. But for now, it's pretty decent. It's not too bad, and yeah, it needs a lot of cooling. By the way, it can take. We have run this simulator continuously 7 days, 6 hours a day. We haven't found any issues in any. Initially, we did find a lot of issues. Performance was peaking, and the PCs just shut down. A lot of cooling issues, but then again, on the go, we did a lot of troubleshooting, a lot of testing. And made sure everything runs fine. So I would also recommend, if you are planning to launch it on, let's say a specific date, at least finish this complete process 15 days before it, and just test run this thing until, just to make sure because you never know what will go wrong. And also when you are building it, build it in stages. Don't build everything and look what's wrong, because that's going to be a total mess. So initially how we did was, we ran only the systems, only the essentials, no visuals, just a monitor in the middle. I'll just put some videos. We just ran and made sure everything runs fine. Then we slowly started adding new panels, adding the floodlights and the finishing, finally the side sticks, rudders, and then the visuals. So that's how it's easy to debug. If anything is going wrong, you clearly know at what stage which is going wrong, because once you put everything up together, you'll have to remove everything. That's the only thing. So yeah, it was an interesting project. So I hope we'll be able to develop the overhead panel and come up with a new video. So for the overhead panel, once again, I'm planning to build a DIY overhead panel by myself. So follow along if you all want to see that journey too. I'll make some tutorials on how I do those panels as well. So it's going to be laser cut acrylic boards, which will be backlit panels as well. So stay tuned with this channel. I'll be bringing more flights on this. Live streams are hoping to integrate VATSIM and do some live flying and everything on this. So that's pretty much it about the simulator. So if you guys want to have a session on this simulator, if you're living in Sri Lanka, around Colombo, this is based in Ratmalana, you can, I'll leave the link to the registration or whatever the WhatsApp number that you all can contact and have a session with us.